I want to say thank you, God. Um, the reason why I be thankful is because of the life of this trash who wants to recreate reality in whatever ways, and it's really, really, it's humiliating. Listen, the torture I'm gonna go through, God give me strength for that, but I'm thankful. Wherever I'll go now, I have a body cam. And I do that on purpose because what it's my mind versus reality is just two different things. And these perps don't know what they look like when they do their things. How they orchestrate things, how they create it, like it's so obvious. And they want to make themselves act like, pretend like they're just investigating the brain and doing this, when the truth is they're clearly orchestrating things, manipulating the brain. And this is not about protecting the community. They are here involved in something that does the opposite of that. And I will never identify with this manipulation. Some of it is just so extreme, but some of the people involving themselves in that seems like they favor like childlike individual. People who can just be like troll like, like trolling, like those people who can be like childish even though they're not children. Who don't have like this embarrassment to be childish. Like who can look at you in your face, right, and say the most no shamefulness things and make you identify like with no shame. Those people, because most of us will be like, okay, I feel just embarrassed to even say things like that. So I've noticed, or either that or this program just really invites and welcome that kind of behavior that even people who in other situations will be embarrassed to behave these ways. In this now they're like, just there's no shame. Listen, the torture I'm gonna go through, God give me the strength for it. But I'm gonna put that in their faces, these clowns. They wanted to do this foulness in this fantasized way. You're doing that to the wrong person. First of all, I love to put the reality in their faces. I enjoy that. Especially like those like smart ass type of people who involve themselves in this. Oh my goodness. You want to you think I'm going to let you just go? No. Listen, you love what you're involved in. Like you say, you call yourself your God. This participant know that this program is about recreating reality. We're test subject. Target Major are test subject. What you're seeing here is what these people participate in the program led by the government. This is not some random private entity doing that to us. No. This is fully governmental entities involved in this. Running this, managing this. Now, the participants are not, all of them, obviously not governmental employees per se, but they partake in this program. Now, I'm walking somewhere. I'm not going to say where. You can see, I'm in this area. I'm walking around. Buddy came, as always. And then, I started laughing quickly. I'm like, oh my gosh. And maybe this camera was not able to capture that because it was far. You see the building that I'm like the balcony over there, all the way there. There was somebody who I think is a teenager, like high school teenager, 16, 17-ish kid, teenager. The trash that I detest the most. I see her, immediately they start playing my brain. Unfortunately, my camera could not zoom all the way there. But let's just say this, all the way there. Stimulation immediately. Super far over there. I could tell, I was like, oh my gosh, she's a teenager. She's just there, just kind of like a teenager attitude. I just posted there. They have this like low, like teenage. They have like this like agitated like swagger about them, just like stimulation. And they tried to make me like they've been manipulating my brain. And to that day was a rough day because I came back from the office when there was like a 12-year-old, somebody who was like a preteen, it looked like a preteen, that they were forcing me to have this. So I was already disturbed. I was in the office with a child that was like under like teenagehood, like no, just a child, like this teenage shit, but like a preteen child. Or at least what I think is a preteen. She looked like she was 12-ish. So I was already disturbed by them, and then I said, "Oh, look at this teenage trash." And so I'm walking. They're like, "Yeah, they're gonna rape you." And then this guy said that's because I noticed. And start laughing. Look at this teenage over there. They start playing with my brain right now, right? Because they know I don't identify with this. One thing is for sure in this program, they want you to think that you're not being manipulated. That they're just observing natural stuff here. Nothing here is natural. Nothing. The people walking in front of me, this all of that is orchestrating. And they're supposed to look like they're investigating. You know, for example, right now as I make this video, there's people outside making this. Hey, fuck you, the push. They paid low life for. They paid by these pedos to try to gaslight me. I'll run to them. They know there's no fear anymore. But one thing is for sure, come do this on camera. They start making me think of this teenager and like make me imagine her in a sexual way. I was like, yeah, I know it's forced in my brain. It's like this like Hispanic teenage kid. I'm like, they've done these things where they're almost like this teenager with attitude. They just kind of like rewired me to see them in a different way. But also, it has taken over the actual like Hispanic women. Which is bad because, you know, like it's Hispanic. But it's just, they're going to make me hate Hispanic women because of this teenager trash. The attitude, just like, she was like, my God, I wish. And so when I say, my God, they try to make it like it's sexual. It's just like, I wish I could have taken a picture of this trash. And you could have seen that. Now in my brain, they're playing her, in my brain, something sexual or stimulating. And it's just like, trying to play that in my brain. They can do that to the babies, very young kids. Right? I just got back from the office. There's like a 12-year-old there. They were doing that too. So this teenager from all the way to the balcony there, they can do more, right? All the way to the balconies you see there. And you see me reacting like, look at this. I react because I just saw that teenager all the way at the balcony that positions herself there, so they can make me look at her and they can play their games. They like look like they're mapping. They're manipulating my brain. That far, can you imagine? It's like, yeah, we are. You are. They do this. I think they also learn a lesson that you don't want to be on camera doing that. It's not gonna look good. And so from that place, I guess you will save from my camera to see her, because this is what's gonna happen. And I'm not gonna put it blurred there. You can see all of that here. This is not where I live, but let's just say that's a walking distance to certain places. Target individuals, stay strong. Do not identify with these things. Understand that this is going to come back to them one way or another. But most importantly, put the reality in the clown's face. They talk about how I'm going to be rotated and raped and this and that. Like, I'll run to that trash. You guys are low life bottom field working for pedos. Look at all these things. Look so orchestrated. Everybody's walking in certain ways and trying to prove. And then they act like they are here protecting children. I'll run to the, you know, these people. They don't understand that they turn me into somebody who's fanatical. They have no problem putting that in their faces. Target message, stay strong. Stay strong. And around me, there's this clowns yelling, no, they attract you, they this and that. And then, when I say attract me, is because in 2014, let me just say this again, 10 years ago, I followed somebody who I thought was an adult. And they're like, yes, you're attracted. Because of 10 years ago, following somebody who I thought was an adult. This is the clowns that we deal with as target individual. These persons have no shame. It's like, no, there's something, because in 2014, I followed on social media somebody who looked like an adult. And today, you are manipulating me toward teenage kids, younger kids, all kids of all ages, who I know they're children, and you manipulate me in this way because they're children. Because you want to present yourself as protectors of children. This trash, the best part of it is to know that these clowns, they're putting so much effort protecting, now big quotes, protecting children, are actually the bottom feeders for governmental entities where pedophilia has been an issue. One of the thought process that was manipulating my brain was it went into that stupidity level. They start making me imagine, no, if it was a free world where you could be with a teenager or teenage kid, They try to really make me imagine that. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, who comes up with this stupidity? And really tries to make me identify that. I was like, yeah, if it was allowed, I would be doing this. Like, no, you're manipulating my brain this way. Don't want to have nothing to do with this trash in whatever world you put me in. Even if she's like 20 years old, I'm good. She's not. I think she's a teenage kid. This trash is... But you're playing my brain this way. And of course, the governmental entities with problem pedophilia, meaning that they have issue within their agencies with pedophilia, are supposed to make me subscribe to it. You see, all the way there, to be positioned all the way there, make me be able to tell that's a teenager. They're forcing me to have this perception. But the fact is, as I'm walking, there's like somebody in front. I don't know what it is, but they stimulate me immediately. Just by looking at her, it could just be. Sometimes they do that to just adult people, like just adult people. But to create this match, they do the same stimulation that make me have 2 kids, and be like, we matched it. It's like, I don't know what it is. I'm feeling the stimulation that you make me have 2 children. Is that because she's a child, or you try to do the match thing? Black individuals stay strong. Don't identify with these things. These clowns are supposed to make you identify to this false persona. Torture, fear of torture, whatever it is going to utilize them. Find strength in reality, not in their fantasized reality.